Boom. And we rolling. It's your boy Q chilling here in the Bagwaj. And if you don't ever see me in black, I'm either locked up or I'm about to mow. So there you go, yo. I'm getting ready to mow, and so this is how ghetto your homeboy is. I left it out, and obviously this stuff is brittle, gets dry rotted. So this is like the third time that I'm patching it, but I have face protection, and it only takes 5 minutes, and some U-line packing tape, which I've acquired for free throughout the years. Anyhow, so as I'm doing this, I'm thinking about that video that I did, and that was pretty funny. I don't know if anybody watched it or if anybody stuck through, but I see that there's a handful of people that have watched it, and for that, I'm putting this out right before I mow, because I'm realizing that what the YouTube thing for me started off as trying to just, I don't know, I was doing what I thought was cool. And, you know, sometimes there are no hits, sometimes there's a lot. And for the people that are looking and getting it, I thank you. Like, true story. Like, I got a bunch of subscribers now, and I don't realize that there are people out there that are like, you know, checking me out. So for that, thank you. And I'm going to step my game up. I realized that when I went to the bug out, that's like my element. However, I felt like the past couple of go-rounds, I've been all over the place and not really getting out of it, I guess you could say. I'm just a helpful person, and I'm just Johnny on the spot. And when I'm in those environments, man, I just love being able to be assistance and help. But man, I missed out on a lot. I missed out on just like a little ranting, walking around, looking at cars and checking them out, because there was a lot of nice stuff out there. I missed out on walking around with my babies and checking stuff out and watching the drag races. I didn't watch any of the drag races. So no regrets, just growth. So that the next time I go to a show, I'm not hosting a show. If I go there and I help, well, the help needs to be where the help needs to be, but everything else needs to be before that. So yeah, it's been something that's kind of, because man, I've been to a bunch of shows and there's cars that I didn't even get to see. And I can't qualm one way or another why I did or didn't get to see them. I always just second guess after the fact what could have been done different. So I feel like I'm just vocalizing the next show that I go to. I want to focus on what I didn't focus on the last show. And that was the fact that, I don't know if y'all know this, man, but we went to the bug out, which was the first bug out in 3 or 4 years. I grew up going to bug outs, 15 years old. I stole my stepmother's 74 Super Beetle, drove it to bug out. Side note, that's where I met Don Eastwood and still know him to this day. Anyhow, the Manassas was twice a year, Memorial Day, Labor Day. It was just awesome. And family would go there. You would see them all the time. Like between my first and second life, I was gone for 10 years. I go to a bug out, and my homeboy Bob was out there running his bug in the slalom. I hear, contestant, blah, 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 Bob Johns from Hampton, Virginia. And I just like stood up in the top of the stands and yelled, Dirty Bobby! And the dude heard me. And he got out of his car and he looked over and he yelled, Kenny Leno! And it was like one of them Chariots of Fire moments. We come running and like kicking it with each other. Anyway, so side note, that was a bug out memory. So bug outs are pretty dope to me. Man, the last one of my first life, My fault. The last one, my second life, I placed. I got third place with the fenderless Beetle that I did. So bug outs are dope. It was coming around. My wife said we could go, and I can't do anything without her. I mean, for real, she's my wife, and she said, "Let's go." So I lined everything up to go, and I just felt led to take the dogs, and it's a good thing because we went on Saturday. When I pre-registered Friday night, the countdown timer had 1 day, like hours left. Yeah, it was hours left. And then we got there Saturday, there was a drag race going on, and we're like, what's up with the bug show? And they're like, oh, the bug show's tomorrow. So we paid the fee to stay there so we could crash out that night. And God provides, but mind you, our budget is very, very limited. So a 1 day road trip turned into an overnight camp trip, which means we had to go get food and some provisions in order to, and man, we were not happy campers. We stayed in, I've got the 22-foot enclosed trailer. We had all the dogs in there. It was cold. Yeah, it was not a pleasant night. However, the next day was beautiful. It's a great show. But yeah, like even when I did the little walk around video stuff, I wasn't worried about what was going on. Like here, like if I was like kicking it with you, I was more just, I don't know, I was just Johnny on the spot. So anyway, I apologize for all that. And man, throwing my phone in my pocket, I watched that one. I couldn't believe I did that. And just completely forgot my phone was on. But anyway, yeah. So that's that. And I guess I'm going to go ahead and mow. So there you go. I'm Q. Thanks for tuning into my show. I mean, like, for real. I like to tell people, love your show. Because I tell people that God blesses me with like my own reality show every day, and I just try to tune in to see who's going to be on the next episode. Anyway, it didn't sound as corny in my head, so y'all still love me. All right, well, I'm just going to put this out there. I hope y'all have a blessed rest of your day. Like, true story. Peace.